So, I've been teaching Alexa some Muay Thai and their combos, but they're not combo in terms of like how you think about combos. A lot of kickboxing gym teach combos, and I call that monkey play, where they're just like memorizing combos, but their body doesn't feel it. And then some people will get around that by saying muscle memory. What they tell you is that if you throw that punch and kick a lot, you will eventually learn to throw that punch and kick. But they're forgetting that fighting is a back and forth thing, and you have to feel when to do it. So now it's more than muscle memory. It's the ability to force that play, the ability to say, this is the time to do it, to throw that dice. So a good analogy is speed chess or lightning chess. So let's just say it's a 5-minute game. I think it's called blitz chess. Like you can set it for 5 minutes or 50, whatever. Okay, I'm not a chess player. And what these guys do is they will memorize opening. And they want to save their time for the mid-game and end-game. Right? So in chess, you can break up the game of chess to opening, mid-game, and end-game. Right? Now, there's other nuances in it, but we'll just keep it for that for now. So they want to save all their time. So let's just say I go with pawn, king pawn. The guy will quickly do king pawn. He recognizes it. He doesn't even waste a second because he's trying to save all his time for the middle or the end. So when I train my fighters to fight, I train them to recognize patterns, but not patterns as in memorizing combos. They will feel certain things and they blitz you with it. Do you understand why I'm teaching it this way now? Mm-hmm. So we don't teach based on like jab, cross, hook, cross. We teach based on how my fighters feel where she's at, where her hip position's at, where her hand is touching the opponent's hand, what the opponent just did. And then another concept I have is called seeing with your third eye. And what I mean by seeing with your third eye is that people talk about intuition, right? But intuition at the highest level is basically recognizing things due to your experience and technical expertise. And so what happened is if you have a lot of experience and you have a lot of technical expertise and you bet on a certain outcome, your bet is going to be much better or much higher success than someone who don't have the experience or the technical expertise. So what I mean is, let's just say I did 100 business dealing, right? On the same subject matter. Let's just say it's buying and selling real estate. And then I also know the real estate law very well, etc. And then when I see something that's off, I might walk out of that deal. Or when I see the deal is really good, I jump on it. Somebody else may not do it. And then people will say, oh, you have good instinct. It's like, no, it's years of honing it, right? So you have to be very careful. Like, how did your instinct get developed? Is it just like voodoo, or is it through lots of observation experience and lots of technical expertise? Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I coined a phrase called seeing with your third eye. And because I'm blind in one eye and I'm nearsighted, I teach myself how to fight very differently. And I think because I'm also a designer, I see, like literally when I train through the fight, I see forms, I see shape, I see angles, I see vector force, right? I think partly because I'm not very physical, but I'm very interested in martial arts. So what keeps me engaged is these little details. So when you see with your third eye, it means you don't actually see with your eyes. You see with your body. Do you get what I'm saying? In judo, it's called Paralympic. There are blind judoka. There's one BJJ guy, he's a black belt, and he's blind. Right? And sometimes if you watch Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy at the higher level, even lower level guys, they'll grapple with their eyes closed because they've been in there so many times. Like they've been in that position and they felt that move so many times. So the problem with striking art is that it's not as tactile as grappling art. This is why when a striker fight, they have a hard time taking the art that they learn and applying it, right? So let's just say a grappler, if they get you on the ground, their chance of applying what they learn is much higher than a striker. Okay, so let's just say me and her are kung fu karate guy. Just back up just a little bit that way. Okay. Right now, right, we can do shadow boxing stuff, but there's no tactileness. Tactileness means there's no sensation of touching a physical object. And so what happens is the mind has a harder sense of neurofeedback loop. So the mind has a harder time figuring out if this is right or wrong. And so people say buzzword like muscle memory, muscle memory. Oh, you punch in the air 100 times, you can fight. Like, no, it's all bullshit because there's no tactileness. Okay? So let's just say I kick her. Boom. That's the tactileness. Now, because my foot is bent a certain way, after a certain while, I know that I cannot generate power. So I need to kick from here. If it's here, I jam myself. But you only get those when I touch that person. And that's the tactileness. That's the feedback loop. And so in striking art, when do you get that feedback loop? When you punch me? Boom. When there's only contact.